Hey, what's up guys? Today's video, we're gonna be working on the Dodge Dakota. We have some transmission leaks. Specifically in this video, we're going to be replacing the seal that goes around the shift fork. So I'm gonna show you guys some tools that you can get to make the job easier so you can do it without having to remove all the pan and all that stuff. So I'll show you the tool, I'll show you the seals that we gotta replace, and we'll get right into it. All right, so I do have a filter, a pan gasket, and a new pan that I'm gonna be installing as well, but that's gonna be a separate video. This video, I strictly want to show you how we are going to install these seals. It's actually just one, but there's two different sizes, so I was sent both sizes. As you can see, one is thinner, one is a little bit more thick. And this is the special tool that we're going to be using to install it. So we have to see which seal we're using. Whatever It Takes transmission is the one that supplied the parts for today's task. So thanks again to Whatever It Takes transmission. They hooked it up. We're going to go ahead and rip apart this Dakota, fix that leaking seal, and show you what we're doing. All right, so the truck is in the air, and this is mostly the culprit on this transmission. Here is it's leaking right from there. It doesn't look like it right now because I did myself the favor of pressure washing all this because there was oil and dirt stuck to it all on here. I just got under here, pressure washed it real quick, and now it's just much easier to deal with. So anyways, I'm going to remove this shift assembly here off of it. There's a bolt here holding it. I'm gonna take it off, and if you have a Ram, you might have more room to work with, but on the Dakota, there really isn't too much. But even though I'm going to be changing the pan and the filter inside it and the gasket, I wanna do this as if maybe you guys were doing it, just trying to fix the leak from here with leaving the pan in and maybe the oil in. So this is kind of a real world example. I'm gonna remove this bolt, take this assembly off so that we can put that tool in there and remove that seal. And we'll find out if it's gonna start puking out all sorts of fluid from the vehicle. I've got a pan ready. I've also got my transmission jack ready to slide into place so that we can put the pan on it if need be, so that the oil doesn't come down here and splash. But let's go ahead, get a wrench on that, take that thing off, and see where we're at. All right, so it is a 1/2 inch size on here, so we'll loosen that up. Again, not much room to work, but and you can see it's just absolutely caked in oil already, so definitely part of the culprit. So besides that bolt, there's also one more bolt on the top that holds that other mechanism on. So let's go ahead and remove that one as well. So the top bolt is a 7/16, it's slightly smaller. I'm gonna get this spring out of our way too, so I'm gonna unhook it here. Okay, so I got this one little mechanism out of our way. I don't know when that's ever been off because that thing was on there, but now we'll get this one pried up. I don't know, a lot nicer, that's for sure. Same thing, I'm just gonna rotate it up and out of my way. And now we're left with the culprit. There's our oil leak. Lots of oil. So next thing before I attempt to remove that seal is I am going to just clean up the area, because the last thing that I want or anybody wants is for dirt to be falling into our transmission. I want to clean up any sand that might have stuck to the oil and all that kind of stuff. So give this a good wipe and then we'll get our tool in here. Okay, so we're left with that shaft sitting there, and this is the removal tool. So what the principle is, we're going to screw this in. This is going to bite into our seal. And then this is we're gonna tighten this, and it is gonna drive this whole assembly up to lift our seal out. So that's the idea behind it. Let's see if we can get it in here. I know the room is a little bit tight, but let's do it. So we'll slide our tool over top, and now we need to try to get it to bite onto our seal. So again, not much room in here, but I'm gonna see if I can put some force down while turning clockwise to get it to bite. Okay, I've been spinning this thing for a little while, but it's hard to get it to bite, so I had to pass pry bar through here so that I could pressure down on this while I get to bite or turn it, and now I'm finally getting some success, so I can feel it biting into the seal pretty good now. I'm not sure how much further I gotta go. Actually, I got quite a bit of bite, so I think I'm probably okay now, honestly, to tighten this, and this should pull the seal out because this is pretty well down. So now I'm going to take my 9/16 and I'll tighten this screw down. I think that's it, honestly. Yeah, that is it, you guys. It didn't take much. There was like 2 turns on this and out comes our seal. So there is our old seal, and nothing is puking out, which is good news too if you guys wanted to do this without changing everything. And there's a seal stuck on the tool. So you can see here how the tool bit right into the seal, and that is how we were able to extract it. It grabbed onto the inner ridge, and then this bolt drew it out. All right, so I was walking over here to show you guys the old seal, and we do have slow drips coming from there, so just be aware of that it is gonna slow drip like that. So let's get this seal off of here. I guess I technically don't have to do much, but this was the culprit. It was definitely leaking. Now that it's out of here, we can compare which seal we need, because like I was saying, there's 2 different depths. So we need the more shallow one. It looks like that tall one's a little too tall. So we'll use the little shallow guy, throw it back in. All right, so here's our new seal. So we'll walk over, and there's not much room in there to swing a hammer, but we're going to try, because also in the toolkit is this nice fancy driver. So this will slide cleanly over top, and it'll be a nice driver to drive our seal down. I just gotta figure out what we're gonna try and use to tap this on the top. All right, so we will slide our seal over the top, put our tool over here, which fits beautifully, by the way. And I'm gonna push it down with my hand as far as I can. And then I gotta try to find something to tap it with. It'd be nice if I could just use like a slide action there, but let me see if I can find a tiny little bit of weight that I can squeeze in there. Well, after 5 million mini taps with the hammer and lots of assorted tools trying different things, I resorted to having to go and rent this trusty old tool again. So I went and got the ball joint U-press. Why, you might ask? Well, give me 2 seconds and I'll show you hopefully why. So I'm trying to use the ball joint press, essentially a C-clamp, to try to squeeze that seal in there, because there is no room to swing a hammer. So let's see if I can get this to squeeze it in. All right, guys, so since I'm changing the oil pan, it doesn't matter so much anyways. You could probably put a piece of wood there, but like I said, I'm replacing this one. But this is working awesome, keeping that ball joint press. I even removed the tool so that the ball joint press could straddle the actual sleeve, and I can press directly on the side of the seal, and it is actually working perfect. So if you guys are like me and you're struggling to tap that seal in, go rent yourself a ball joint press and you can do it like this. All right, so here's the result after using the ball joint press. It's really hard to get without a shadow. So anyways, our seal is fully seated. It's down all the way, it's flat. And the reason why you wanna make sure it's fully seated and not cheat is because this flat side over here, if you don't push the seal all the way down, it won't be sealed on the one side, because the flat portion of this shaft won't be, or will be on your seal. So it won't be able to make a complete seal. So make sure you push it all the way down. And we can go ahead and put our mechanisms back on finally. Just before I put this one in, I just want to note something. I had to open up this end here because somebody went gorilla mode on it. And this was completely closed, and this little shape here, I guess half circle or whatever we want to call that thing, that was crunched down pretty good. So I think that's why I was having such an issue taking it off. So now it should go on a lot smoother, a lot easier, because I had to take the bolt completely out of it, or I thought I did, to get it off, because it was not coming off, but evidently it was just somebody went beast mode on it. So I'm gonna slip that over, and then only thing we're gonna have to do is put our spring back on as well. So we'll go ahead and tighten this one up now, which is a 7/16 head. And now with everything tight, we'll go ahead and put our spring on. And there we have it. So everything's back installed, everything's tight. All of our cables are in place, our brackets are in place, and that should be the new seal, and that leak now fixed. So that's gonna be it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative or helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It does help support the channel. Also, I'm going to be changing the transmission filter as well as the transmission pan and fluid. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely check out the other videos, and I'll link that video in the description on this video as well. Again, thanks to Whatever It Takes Transmission. All the parts and tools we used today, you guys can find those in the description below. Thanks to those guys, they supported this video and supplied those parts. So also, if you guys are new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. We have a lot of videos, a lot of content, a lot of helpful videos and fun ones with racing and stuff. Also, you'll see that join button down below. You guys can join Team Boosted Motorsports. There's a bunch of perks. It'll list them when you hit that button, and it helps and supports your boy. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.